Hi, welcome to Heal Yourself Therapies. I'm Gordon and I want to talk to you a little bit about what's going on lately. Personally, I don't know how you feel, but I have been aware that I'm kind of in overload. There is so much information out there. There's so much information, and especially when you have woken up to what's happening, along with the many millions of people who are waking up to what's happening, there's more and more information. Not all of the information is coordinated. Not all of the information actually says the same thing. Lots of information is different. Be aware that the people who wish us harm have also infiltrated this place, and so they do their very best to cause confusion within it, to try and say things that contradict one another, to create division within the world of the theories that we have, or the facts that we have, that we share. And they've done this for a while now, and basically that's their modus operandi. That's what they do. They create division. Two things: division and confusion. Okay, and therefore fear. Basically, they want to create fear, because when we are fearful, we become impotent. We are not creators anymore. We are far better creators than they could ever be. All right. When I say they, I'm referring to the beings who want the worst for us, and who I'm going to come to, who I don't believe are really human. All right. They're not of our kind. They're not of our like. And for that reason, that they're able to do such terrible things that we would never dream of doing. We would never dream of doing. So, first of all, I wanted to tell you about a book that I am currently listening to on Audible, and it's called Humankind. And the book has come recommended by somebody that I respect. But also in the prologue, it's recommended by Stephen Fry, and Stephen Fry says everybody in this world should read this book. And I thought, well, yeah, in the prologues they always say that, they always say like, oh, this book is the thing that's going to change your life. I promise you that the book Humankind will lift your spirits, will help you to start to believe once more in humankind, to believe in what we are, in the fact that we are good people that have been led down a bad path, but we are fundamentally good people. And we've been sold a lie, and the lie is that when the chips are down, when crisis happens, we turn into monsters. And quite the opposite has been proven over and over and over again. But the media always works to sell us that, and not only the media, but all of the ways that the media gets to us have tried to sell us the belief that we are fundamentally bad, pretending to be good. And the truth that's coming out from this book, and it isn't a nice fantasy book. This is a book based on studies and facts and science, and the book shows, and it's just so beautiful. It shows that we are fundamentally good. Okay, it depends on which way you're looking. Are we good people and sometimes we do bad things? Or are we bad people and sometimes we do good things? Well, the book shows that we are good people and sometimes we do bad things. So, something to look at. We need something to lift our spirits these days. We need something to help us believe in who we are. We are in the image of God, if that's true. So why would we be bad? But now we'll come to the next bit. This planet that we're on, if I understand the situation, and these are not my ideas, these are kind of all of the things that I've been listening to over years, and I'm pulling them together to try and make some kind of narrative that makes sense. There are lots and lots of theories about where we came from and how we were genetically created by an alien race. Right? That's one theory. But whatever happens, the earth, if I understand it right, is what is classed, and it always has been classed as a free will planet. This is a planet of free will. Now, I'm not the only one who's saying this. This has been said by many people who have studied this kind of subject. This is a free will planet. This is a planet in which we have the choice of going down the good path or going down the bad path. It's our choice, or at least it should be. Okay, so it's a free will planet. Now, there's talk of what's called the Alliance, which is all of the beings outside of this, on this plane, or perhaps some that are on this plane. Their role is to assist, but not to interfere. They can't interfere because this is a free will planet. They must allow the souls, the beings, to do what they want to do. When we come here, we have all of our memory of our past experiences, our past lives, our past whatevers. All of that's wiped out. For most part, for the best part. And so we come here with no memory, and so it's as though we're learning from scratch. So we have to go through our trials and our tribulations, we have to make our mistakes, we have to learn. And the idea is, if I understand it correctly, that through this process we choose to learn the lessons that we want to learn to improve ourselves as beings so that we can progress. Okay? So that's why planet Earth was created, this universe of living. And that's how it's supposed to be. Except that a group of beings, and these beings have been given the name of draconians. Okay, and we hear this draconian society. Yeah, we've heard this mentioned. The draconians came to the Earth some time ago. I have no idea how long ago. The draconians are not like us. They're not of our genetic structure. They are cruel, harsh beings. Beings that came to Earth specifically to rule us, to make us their subjects, and in their opinion, we are nothing more than bugs that need to be stamped upon. Okay? And if you actually listen to the way that the deep state people, the very higher echelons, they speak about humankind, that is exactly how they talk about us. That we are the eaters, that we are the wasters of resources, that we are nothing more than dispensable sheep, disposable sheep. Okay? That's their opinion of us, and for that reason they want to reduce the population of mankind because there are too many of us and we are of no value. Well, that is a very draconian attitude. And why? Because many people talk about the fact that these people who are the people, I'm not going to give them that title, these beings that are on these levels are actually not of our kind. And so they've come to this earth and they have started to control, right? And they've had a plan that's been coming to fruition, which we're in now. It's the fruition of the plan. And the plan is to completely dominate and nullify mankind so that we have no free will. Okay? Now, that flies in the face of the fact that we are on a free will planet. Okay? This is a planet of free will. But they've played a very crafty game. They've played an incredibly crafty game. The game is this. And if you listen to the people who talk about the conspiracies throughout the years, the way that they've manipulated things, they always say they have to tell us first what they're going to do. Then they do it. Okay? but it's kind of their moral code is that they must inform us first, right? So if we tie that up with the fact that we're in a free will planet, they are playing the game. They are manipulating the rules, which are you must not interfere in people's choices, right? But what have they done? Well, what they've done is they've taken that rule and they've manipulated it. They've infiltrated all levels of every single part of what we would class as our society, the structure of our world. And what they've started to do is to start to brainwash us. They have brainwashed mankind through what? Principally through the television, but through the media, and now through social media. They're doing exactly the same, but like on a mass scale now, because lots of people don't watch the TV anymore. The old school watch the TV. Now all of the mod people, the people who are switched on, are on the phones being brainwashed, but even more so because the phones are extremely addictive. So what they've done is they have created this society that believes that everything that they do is for their good. And so they have, by way of television, films, news, fashion as well, and I'm not just talking about clothing, I'm talking about the fashion of, for example, at the moment, it's fashionable to drop to one knee with your mask on and say, I can't breathe. All right? Just think about what people are doing. Apart from the fact that they are emulating not the man who died, they are emulating the policeman that killed him. They are going onto one knee and they are making themselves in the image of the man who did the act. And I'm not even going to get into the whole fact that even that's all in question, okay, and that it was. Do your due diligence on that. Do not believe the narrative, okay? But people now are going on one knee. They are being the policeman. If they wanted to emulate the dead man, they should be lying on the ground, should they not? They shouldn't be on one knee doing what the policeman did. And they're all with the mask on and they're all saying, I can't breathe. Now, did this happen by magic? No. It happened through social media. Suddenly a wave passed through social media that this is the thing to do. Who started it? Have a look. See who started it. How do all of these things start? These things that suddenly everybody must do because it's very important. Okay? And because it's very significant. Until 2 or 3 weeks later when nobody can remember ever doing it anyway. Right? Such a way that they've got us in terms of we like moths, we just move to the next flashing light. So getting back to the way that they work, they must tell us what they're going to do and then they do it. Why must they tell us? Because then they cannot be criticized for not giving us the option. They can't say, well, people can't say to them, you did not follow the rules of the alliance and you are taking away people's free will. So what they do is they say, no, we told them. How did we tell them? Well, we put them in all of these films. In fact, in 2017, Bill Gates was already telling us that this was coming, that the pandemic was coming. And, we can't even dictate what happens on the stock exchange next week. And yet, 3 years ago, somebody was able to tell us that this was coming. This was coming. It's, interesting. And then in 2019, Fauci was able to say, during the presidency of Donald Trump, there will be a surprise pandemic. So, they're telling us. Okay? It's in every film. It's all of these things are you look at the show you on The Simpsons, that The Simpsons are telling you things in the future all of the time. So this is a system that they use. Look at it. Don't take my word for it. You look at the what's called the pre-programming, the hypnotic suggestions that appear everywhere, and they've been appearing for years. People writing books about this dystopian society. Okay, so their system is to tell us, and then they wait, and to see what the reaction is. And if there's no reaction, then for them, they have the permission to continue. Do you understand? This is so absolutely vital for us to understand that if they say they're going to do something and there is no reaction, that they assume that we have given them permission. Okay? That we have consented. Now, we are many now. Remember, I've said that when people wake up, there is no reverse to waking up. You can't wake up and then go back to sleep again. You can't do it. It's not possible. There is no return. Yeah? It's like when you get something from IKEA and you take it out of the box. You try and put that bag in the box. Impossible. All the pieces all over the floor. It will never fit back in the box. Okay? And that's what happens to us. That's what's happening to us. So what's happening, for example, 30%, I'm not even going to say this word because it takes the video will be taken down, but do you know that mostly in most countries around the world, 30% of the public do not want 30%, right? That's not half, but that's a big number. But you know what the great news is? That number can never get smaller. It can only get bigger. Because as those people talk to their friends and say, be careful, they're planning something, it's not good, then suddenly the number expands. We are the virus. We are the virus. We are creating a virus in this world, a virus for good. It's called the waking up virus. Okay? So getting back to my point, when we say no, they have to listen. When we say no, they must take that into account, or they're breaking the fundamental law of the alliance, which is free will. We always have had the choice. But what we've never done is, as a whole, as a collective, we've never said no. So what have we got? What they do is, when they see that this is happening, and they are seeing it, they're watching. Remember, they keep control of all of social media. All of social media is gathered together, and they see the trends. They know exactly how the world is thinking. When they see that people are starting to talk about the wrong things, and you can see it, you go in and look at any video about Bill Gates, all of the comments are negative. Any video about Soros, all of the comments. Any video about all of the comments are negative. So they know that. They know that. So what do they have to do? They have to create a massive distraction so that people stop saying no. So what's our job? Our job, two things. First thing is to help other people to wake up. I can't express this enough. We must become at least the majority. Even if it's 51%, we must become the majority. Okay? That's our job. This is your responsibility as much as mine. We need to go out there and we need to bite our lip, and we need to take the flak, and we need to understand that we're going to be attacked, we're going to be persecuted, people are going to hate us for talking about a narrative that doesn't belong to the crap one that they sell us. Okay? But that's the first job. We must do it. We must do it. Keeping quiet will not help anything. The second thing is this, and this is something I would suggest that we all do, is to withdraw our consent Okay? And I have done this, and I've done this a number of times, and I know lots and lots and lots of people who are doing this. We say out loud, and we are talking to everything out there, every being that's listening to us, and we say, I withdraw my consent. I refuse to accept this. I do not consent to this. Okay? And we say it that way, and you say it as many times as you need to say it. I do not consent. That message is going to reach the ears of those who are here to help us, are here to control. They just need to know that we don't consent. Because at the moment we're consenting. At the moment everyone's dropping to one knee. Okay? Not everyone. Because we've got two camps. I'm talking to so many people now and they're saying, but Gordon, I don't understand it. It's so obvious. It's absolutely obvious. This is all stark manipulation. Why can't people see it? And I'll tell you, the reason that people can't see it is the same reason as we have the story about the emperor's new clothes. All of the people had been brainwashed into expecting this wonderful set of clothes. They'd been told about it. Oh, it was going to be this, it was going to be that, it's going to be the best. And when the emperor walked in with no clothes, everybody said, isn't it, ooh, isn't it, isn't it absolutely? Except the one boy. We are the one boy. But listen to what happened in the story. The king, the emperor walked in, he was naked, everyone saw him clothed and was saying, they are the best clothes we've ever seen. And this one boy says, but he's naked. But he is naked. And that one voice woke everybody up. And suddenly everybody saw the emperor for what he was, a naked, fat, ugly man. That story too has been given to us as a message, because that is exactly what has happened. That's exactly what's happened here. That everybody who believes the narrative, who believes what they're being told, everybody sees the emperor fully clothed. And we are standing on the sidelines saying, but how can you not see? He's completely naked. Okay? We need to say it. We don't stand there looking, thinking, yeah, he's naked, but I'm not going to say anything. The time for not saying stuff is over. It's over. Now we need to speak out. Now we need to speak out to our loved ones. We need to speak out to our friends. We need to speak out to the people. Remember, I was talking about spreading the breadcrumbs. We need to spread the breadcrumbs. Don't overload people. And do not call people names. Do not criticize people. It will not help you. It will not wake people up. Criticizing people, calling them names, calling them stupid, blind, deaf, dumb, will not wake them up. Okay? Here in Spain, there are loads of people, very intelligent people, who are so angry they're calling everybody gilipollas, which is like a D-head. Right? That is not going to wake anybody up. That makes them push back. You push, they push back. You do it by way of questions. You do it by way of little comments. You do it by way of pass the peas. You use pass the peas system. Let me explain what pass the peas system is. This is a proven system for manipulation. Yeah, and we need all the system to manipulate as we can. God knows they've been doing it for enough years. And what we do is we sit with people, we're talking to people, and we say, hey, you know that thing with the man who died with the policeman? Well, I saw something, and it was really weird because the two guys who got out the ambulance to pick him up, they were policemen and they had bulletproof vests on, and I don't understand why. Why would two policemen get out of an ambulance with bulletproof vests on? Anyway, pass me the peas, right? That's the system. It's a throwaway comment, and then you change the subject, and then you've got them. You know why? Because they can't argue with you, because they're passing you the peas, and you've opened a loop. Our mind works in loops. That's why we say, I need to close this loop, right? When a loop is opened, it niggles the hell out of us. And so we're not giving answers. We're not saying, and because of that, I know that it's all wrong. No. We're saying, isn't that really weird? Anyway, pass me the peas. That's how we do it. That's how you wake people up, because then they go away and their mind's going, yeah, but why would that be the case? Why would they wear bulletproof vests? Why ambulance people don't wear bulletproof vests? Paramedics don't wear bulletproof vests. Why would that be? Why would that be? I better have a look. Right? That's how you do it. By calling somebody an idiot, a dickhead, doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Right? We've got to do it with compassion. These people are asleep. We've got to help them. It's not their fault. Truly, it's not their fault. They have been tricked by some very sly, manipulative people. Beings, not people. I'll have to keep withdrawing that. They're not people. They don't deserve to be classed in the same sentence as us. They have no value at all. They are valueless, bad, horrible beings who have no place here. Why? Because this is an earth of free will, and this is an earth where we come to have a beautiful experience. And it's being ruined at the moment. Literally ruined. Everybody's lives are being ruined by these horrible beings. So we withdraw our consent. We withdraw our consent. I do not consent, and we help other people to wake up. Remember, waking up is a one-way journey. The more people that wake up, that's us. We get to 51%, we are the majority. 51%, we're at 30 now. We're not that far away. Okay? But we need to start to work now. We need to start to help. We need to help people. Okay? And it's not through hate and it's not through anger. It's through love. We need to help people to wake up, because the same people that we wake up are going to help us when we need them. Okay? And we need everybody. We can't do this on our own. Okay? So there you are. I leave that with you. Start asking people to pass the peas. Bye-bye.